to the Small Initiative Network. You are starting your weekend off the right way with the Fables of Gahlia. Thank you so much for joining us from the get-go. Before we dive into tonight's Pot of Chaos, why don't we read off some awesome brands that make all this possible? Starting with...
yes.
Next.
Straight from the halls of Valhalla comes our first sponsor of the night, Norse Foundry. They create artisan dice for all your gaming accessories, crafted from the finest metals and gemstones by the dwarves themselves. With Norse Foundry, even your nat 1s will be beautiful, but hopefully you don't roll any of those. And check out the link in the chat currently, or just head over to norsefoundry.com. And if you purchase anything, make sure you use our promo code SWOLE, SWOLE, to get 10% off your order.
Awesome. Betty.
You should also check out our friends over at Nine Realms Gaming. They hand make all of their products from natural woods to create quality and affordable gaming accessories for everybody. You can use the code SWOLE10 to get 10% off of your purchase at ninerealmsgaming.com, where you can buy this little guy where he like fits into, and then you pull it out and then grab a Norse Foundry Tiger's Eye dice and roll a 4. Anyways, you go and use SWOLE10 to get 10% off of your purchase at ninerealmsgaming.com.
Because you rolled a nat 20 with it last night.
I did, actually.
That's true, yes. Brent, I believe it's you.
Nope.
Oh, you're muted.
So true.
Okay, I was muted. All right. Here we go again. Take 2. All right, you guys. Once again, it is time to give a special thank you and shout out to our next sponsor of the evening. Say it with me, Griffin Co. Hey, I think I was on the right note that time. All right, Griffin Co. As everything you see that is 3D printed on our shows is from Griffin Co. If you would like to get in on this awesome action, you can just go on over to griffinco.com and use the promo code SWOLE22 at checkout and receive 22% off of your entire order.
Yes. And last but not least.
Yeah, roll for initiative before jumping into the mosh pit with Dyson Devil Horns. Visit DysonDevilHorns.com. That's DICENDEVILHORNS.com for heavy metal tabletop gaming merch, mugs, and more. Use code SWOLE at checkout for 10% off your order, and be sure to follow Instagram for those sweet, sweet memes. That's dice the letter N devilhorns.com, and before you roll.
There you go.
Good?
That was good. It was good, man. Other things that we have going on. If you are a subscriber, then thank you. For one, for two, you get to roll along with the party by putting !roll in the chat, and that'll roll a d20. Make your own modifiers up. I don't know what your character is. But you can see what you get along with everyone. Other things, flex points. So if you spend 1,000 of your free channel points on any one of our players tonight, 10 of you get together and do it in the same stream, then they will get a flex point, notated by a big flexing arm on their character box. And that means that they will have the opportunity, if they should take it, to flex their abilities and do something that they may not have already been able to do narratively. So there's some cool stuff that can happen. So team up in the chat and decide who you want to get that point. Maybe someone that's in trouble. Other things, we have a YouTube. And that is where all of our shows go once they drop off of Twitch. So you can catch up with all of the Legends of Shargal and all of the Fables of Gahlia, as well as Diane's one-shot in Shargal as well. That's up on there with quite a few views I saw today. So catch up there. Other things, giveaways. We have giveaways to say thank you for choosing to support us. If you are able to subscribe, then awesome. Thank you so much. It's going a long way in helping us produce things that we probably wouldn't be able to afford otherwise, just to be honest. So including our next show that to be released, which will be the Spelljammer campaign, which I'm super excited about. We just got a bunch of artwork back and I'm like, yes. So that'll be going on. If you're able to, then if you have a Prime account, you can actually subscribe using it for free. You can make Bezos pay for it, which he should pay for more things. So you can use that to subscribe. And if you choose to subscribe to us, then thank you so much. Gifted subs also go towards our goal, which is set at 125. As soon as we hit that in whichever stream, we will release the giveaway, which will be next giveaway is from our friends at Valorhood Grooming Company. And so they will they've put together a sample kit of beard and hair oils, and they're all the scents are based on different D&D classes, so it's really cool. And they smell so good as well as a glass, an etched glass from them as well.
They're really nice, you guys. Like, they're sturdy. Yeah.
And a $30 gift card to get whatever you want, gifts or stuff for yourself. So I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to talk about, so I guess it's time to roll that trailer and jump into the next chapter of the Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. So, last time on the Fables of Gahlia, you guys had bounded together and gotten ready to leave Vargaden for what seemed like weeks and weeks and weeks, but it was only a few days. Leaving from there, you set off towards the coast, following parallel with the mountainside in order to reach the Seoul province along the coast. First day of travel went fairly well. Some notes were found. Some spells were copied. Animals were birthed.
What?
And the following day, everything was going fine until you came through a gorge, which had several invisible gnolls inside it, which proceeded to ambush you, not to great avail in their case, but nevertheless, a streaking fireball came down and hit the cart, immediately setting it on fire, and killing poor Poppy and exploding a tentacle bird. After that, battle ensued. Leaving off at the end with a mage being seen taking off across the tree line. As they did, Dispel Magic was cast upon him by Rose, and bending the lines of fate was able to eliminate his fly spell. And so tumbling out of the sky went the mage, and disappearing into the trees, Rose bamfing out her wings and rushing towards the direction he was falling, Kaya taking off after the horses, which had been released, the cart still burning, Losteroth being blasted out of the back of the cart. We are going to pick up in initiative order that I still have. I just need Losteroth to roll initiative for me, because there's so much going on.
Ooh,
It's
19.
going to be way easier for me to keep track of everything.
19.
19.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Then we shall pick up with Losteroth.
With me.
So waking up, having gotten blasted out of the oh, I guess I should roll you some damage as well. Waking up, being blasted out of the cart into the grass, skidding along and rolling along the ground. Oh, I rolled it. 3 1s in this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I rolled 13 points of fire damage from that fireball.
I think everyone else took like 27, so good
Yeah,
for
I
you.
think it was 27. But yes, what would you like to do?
So I was asleep. I got blasted out of the wagon. First thing I do is I'm gonna take a real quick scan. Like, what the fuck? I knew I should have been driving. That's all I remember. I take a really quick scan, and I see everything flung everywhere, right, from the fireball.
Yeah, so there's bits and pieces of your belongings kind of that would have just gotten thrown out along with you. The cart itself, the roof is on fire. Yep. You can't see, well, I would say that you'd be able to see Adeline and not Rose. You'd be able to see Lily. They're both to the left of the cart as you look towards the back of it. Everyone else is on the other side of the cart, so with the flames going on, that's all you could see right now.
Okay. I reach into my jacket pocket and pull out my flask, and I take my sip first, because you get to start the day right. And aside from the Army of Fate, do I see anybody else? I have no clue. I just know that.
No.
Explosion.
No.
All right, then I am going to proceed with my morning calisthenics. I'm gonna do second wind. My bonus action.
Second win.
Second
Okay.
wind. And I get back. Ooh. Well,
Nice.
and then I'm going to rush over with the rest of my action. So that's a move, I guess. Double move over to Kaya, if I can see him.
You probably can't see him because he dashed after the horses. So he's kind of into the woods.
Got it. So who do I see?
Yeah.
Who do I see exactly?
You're in this gorge, you're looking forward, you see Rhapsody is there.
Uh-huh.
And that's all you see is Rhapsody.
Alright.
Everyone else
Yeah.
is taken off.
So I will use my double move and get right up next to Rhapsody,
Okay, cool.
and then
Heart's
I just
still on
kind of
fire
sidle up
behind
next to
you?
him, take a quick whiff of my flask and look over and go, "Ugh, a rough morning." And that's it.
Cool. If that's your turn, then we'll
Yep.
move to. Don't need that. Lily.
Yes. How far away is my sister?
She is currently so.
Light speed is the same as my walking speed, so it's 30 feet.
Okay, and you dashed with that as well, right? So 60 feet.
Okay. That's right on the edge. So, I would like to cast Guiding Whispers on her.
Okay.
And then I will use my movement to make my way towards the gnoll that ripped his face off.
Okay, so that's up on the opposite side of this short gorge. So rushing over to the wall, grabbing on and like spider climbing up of it. I would say if you're using like double movement, because that's exactly the same speed. Yeah, I would say that you could.
Well, I used my action to cast Guiding Whispers,
Oh, okay.
so I wouldn't be able to
So-
do double movement. Just my normal.
So you'd be up on top, and he's probably maybe like 10, 15 feet away.
Okay. So,
But you see the corpse, which is completely skinless on the face.
yes. Unless if you would allow me to. I'm kidding. that's my action. That's my
Ain't
my
got a
turn.
flex point yet.
No flex point. Oh.
Awesome. Rhapsody, you're up.
Rhapsody's going to look at Lost. Glad that you decided to join us. Do keep up. And then I'm going to immediately sprint 50 feet towards the way that the wizard was falling.
I yell out, "Show off!"
And for my action while I'm running, I am going to take my potion of climbing. Gonna drink it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a key point and Step of the Wind, which will allow me to dash again. So 100 feet, just beelining it towards where that wizard or whoever is kind of falling from the sky.
Okay. So movement 50, bonus action, key point, step of the wind 50, and using your action to take your potion of climbing.
Yes.
Sweet. Yes. So Rose, you're like soaring like maybe like a foot off the ground, and then you just hear a rumbling, and like taking off in front of you is a golden tiefling with silks billowing behind him in the wind. Awesome. Kaya, you're up.
All right, Kaya, catching up to the horses is going to, because they're still harnessed together because they were on the front of the wagon. They just were released from the wagon. So I am going to basically, keeping my balance with my wings, I'm going to grab the reins, and I'm going to be basically like 1 foot on one horse and 1 foot on another horse, and I'm just going to guide them towards where the dude's falling out of the sky, whatever the horse speed is.
Okay, if you're running 1 foot on either horse, A, that's a heck of a split. B, the wood does get thick in that direction, so you're not going to be able to ride the horses through the thick of the wood.
Okay.
They've kind of taken off around the corner.
All right. Well, as soon as we get to the edge of the wood, then I'm going to jump off and use my bonus action to tie him up.
Okay.
And then take off.
I'm going to ask for an animal handling roll because they freak the fuck out running away from everything exploding and on fire.
Do I get advantage because I grew up on horses and I'm used to handling them?
No, but if you don't already have proficiency with let's call it land vehicles, then I will grant you proficiency in this one case.
Okay. All right. So that's a +7 instead of +4. All right.
If you can't ride 2 horses at once, you should get out of the circus.
I rolled a 15 on the die, so that's 22.
22?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So it is difficult, but just kind of using like calming techniques with the horses, you're able to kind of turn them away from running into the woods, which they would have probably injured themselves, maybe broken their legs, as they're unable to kind of separate. You're able to kind of guide them away towards the other side, the other neck of the woods where the mage was falling.
Mm-hmm.
Hop off and quickly, like, using your action to kind of tie them off, because that's going to take a couple seconds to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then whatever, I'm just, that's all I'm doing, running towards the mage.
Okay, and then starting to take off. Nice. Rose, what would you like to do?
Well, as I'm flying, I'm just thinking to myself, I didn't really think this through. And I'm just like trying to get to this person fast. Obviously, I know that Roz is now getting there faster, which is good. So I just want to continue using my full movement of 30 feet. I don't know how far away. How far away is this person?
So he was... Yeah, so he could only use 60 feet that turn, which is why you were able to get the dispel magic off on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say it's gonna be like around 60, 80 feet, given that he was traveling forwards. He doesn't just like drop like Wile E. Coyote. He will carry on tumbling through the air. So, I mean, it'd be a guess at best. But you know the general direction that he was falling in.
Yeah.
And you can hit that.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll use my full 30 to continue heading that direction. I'm going to hold spare the dying when if I need it and I'm within 30 feet.
Okay. Got it. So yeah, kind of coasting between the trees, seeing Rhapsody just a little bit in front of you, and you're able to kind of just start cresting by him again. Both of you absolutely booking it towards where you think that the mage is. Awesome. Holding Spare the Dying. Remind me that. Back to the top of the round. Lost. Flaming cart behind you.
Flaming cart behind me.
Sticky
now-
girl up the wall on top of the cliff to the right of you. And then everyone else just took off into the forest.
Into the forest. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to sprint after Roz, because Roz took off to the forest, right?
Yes.
And I don't see anything else besides that. Pretty much.
Yep, you got Lily's up on the cliffside. And yeah, you saw Rhapsody take off, and then Kaya basically park the horses and is just entering into the tree line in this
Got it.
moment.
How far up is Lily?
She's like 25 feet up.
Got it,
20
got it.
feet, 20 feet.
Okay. You know what? I'll just use my double movement to try to catch up with Roz, which is gonna be impossible, but just to try to get him in sight because I have no clue what's going on.
Okay, so you're
Yep.
taking off into the forest. So
Yep.
it's that 60 feet with dash action.
Yep.
All right. So you're just starting to pass Kaya, getting into the thick of the forest, and I would say in the distance you can probably make out like this golden glow of Rose's wings in the distance between the trees.
So Rose's wings in the distance and the slippity slap of Roz's flip flops. Huh?
Yep.
All right. Awesome.
Cool. Lily.
I'd like to approach the gnoll with no face.
Cool. Knoll face.
No face.
I'd like to search his body.
Okay. We're looting the corpse.
Looting the corpse.
Okay.
Specifically, I want the fingers. But I also want to
Okay.
see if there's anything else cool.
Sweet. All right. So, yes, you already seen them, so I'm not gonna make you roll for that. So
Boop.
yeah, you can.
How many
pull-
fingers?
There are. $17.
Whoa! That's a lot of fingers. Okay, so are these human fingers? Are they gnoll fingers? Are they a mixture of race fingers?
They look varying sizes of humanoid.
Do gnolls have fingers or do they have paws?
They have fingers.
Okay,
They manipulate weapons and things. So.
cool. Anything else?
Roll an investigation check. So as you pull up this necklace of fingers, you see that they're in varying states of decay. Some of them mostly black and shriveled, others more fresh than that. They're varying sizes, and I would say with your growing up where you did, dealing with the dead a lot, you can tell that every single one of these fingers is from a different hand.
18.
18. Okay, so you find on him a spear, like a rudimentary spear.
Oh, I see that and I just tossed it to the side.
Okay, he also has a bow,
Meh.
short bow with a few arrows in it, and a small bag that has a red stain at the bottom. It's like a tied off pouch.
I want that.
Okay. Fine as keep
Does
is-
he still have ears? He ripped his ears off.
He pulled his ears off originally,
Are they-
and then you caused him to dig
I
into
know this
those
is-
holes
this is
and
weird,
then
and
tear the rest of the skin off.
We've got like wizards falling from the sky. It's like much more important stuff.
But how much face does the gnoll have?
No, but like, where are the ears? Are they
Valid
around?
question.
Carrying on with like an 18, I would say, like, if you want to use the rest of your turn to kind of locate them, carrying on with the 18, because that wasn't a bad roll at all. You're able to locate them. They were kind of thrown off in two different directions, but you can gather them up.
I'd like to gather the ears. Yes.
2 gnoll ears.
Okay.
And 17 humanoid fingers.
Okay.
The richer.
I love this. I'm very excited, and I will end my turn.
Oh, and the bloody.
And the bloody bag, which I'll
Yep.
investigate that later.
Sweet. All right. Moving on.
Just
What?
another day.
I love that the cart's just burning to the ground.
Oh, I've moved on from my life.
And it's like, but how many fingers are there? Rhapsody, you're up.
Okay. So he's going to use his first 50 feet of movement to try and assess where the tree is that the wizard's fallen into.
Okay.
And as he gets there, that potion's gonna like kick into his system, and where normally you like climb trees like barbarically, he's gonna see it more like one of those practice dummy training
Yep.
dummies that he had back at the monastery that have like the sticks that come off of it, and he's gonna use that to like jump and maneuver his way up the tree as best as he can. And then if I have to use another key point to dash to get up where he's at, he will do that as well.
Okay, so which tree in particular are you running up?
Did I see the tree that he fell into? Like, can I see him or like?
So he just tumbled. So you know the general direction of where, like, you saw that as well. So you don't need Rose to help unless you get completely lost. But in there, you're now looking for wherever he was, because he's been falling like this whole time, right? So I'm gonna say, give me either a perception or an investigation check. You will get 2 different answers depending on which one you roll.
Okay. 13 for perception.
Okay. You hear, like, as you're getting closer, like, you hear cracks of branches breaking, but you're looking around, and with all of the trees around, you know how sound just kind of gets refracted and dispersed and things. It's hard to pick up exactly where it is, but you know you're heading in the general right direction.
Okay. In that case, that's specific for that. I will have him maneuver towards the sound that he heard with his
Okay.
movement, and then if he has to climb into a tree, he'll do it that way. And then I'll hold my action for the first humanoid object that I see falling to like try and jump out to soften his blow. I'm more or less gonna, I don't know if it'll work, but I'm more or less going to jump out, grab him, and then if my slow fall can help us not fall as badly, do that.
Got it. So if you want, you can climb the tree.
Okay.
And have you used your bonus action yet, or no?
I'm still at 50.
Okay.
Let's
If you want to, you can give me another perception roll from this higher
Okay.
altitude, because you can see a little bit more. Your vision's a little broader from here. So
14.
a 14. Okay. I mean, the DC was a little lower, but
I need you.
So just like bounding off of the trees, like bah, 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 off the branches all the way up, barely using any strength, all momentum based, just poof, bouncing up the tree. You kind of catch hold and are able to hold position. You hear the branches stop breaking, but you don't see him in this moment.
Yeah, I'll still, just to be safe, I'll hold my action to leap out towards him, even if I have to jump away from the tree.
If you see
he
him falling.
falls in the time that everyone else is catching up.
Got it. Thank you, Rose.
You skipped Kaya.
I did. Kaya. It was almost it was almost rubbed out. Sorry, buddy. I'll write you in a little harder.
All right, so with my wings still popped out, I'm flying at an angle, like up, so that I can get a good vantage point, to where I saw him enter the, falling from the sky, and I'm going to use full movement of 40, and then Step of the Wind is my bonus action to get 80 feet of movement total, and try to see if I can see him where I think he went in.
Okay. First of all, give me a general dexterity check, just because you're flying up into the canopy, basically.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you can get around and miss any branches and maneuver.
Like the forest troopers on Endor. That is a 17 plus just dexterity. 22.
Cool. 22. Yeah, so kind of barrel rolling through and passing around. Luckily, your wings are ethereal, so you're able just to kind of like bullet shape your body and barrel through everything. The branches passing through your ethereal wings. You're able to get up into the canopy, sort of 30 foot at an angle. Give me either a perception or investigation check.
All right, I'm gonna go with perception. 13, so 20.
20? From that point, you kind of look another 30 or so feet ahead, and you see a bunch of broken branches.
And I'm gonna use my remaining action to dive down towards where I see like that trail of broken branches to try to see if I can get to him to catch him, or whatever I can do whenever I reach that point.
Great. So arcing up, seeing the branches, putting two and two together, and barreling back down, we will get back to that with what we see when we get there. Rose, you are up.
Do I see him or her?
Fuck, you move. Give me. I'm gonna say with the trees, you're gonna need to move a little bit further in, and then you can give me a perception check. Maybe say.
Move more than my 30? Is that what you're saying?
No, you should be if you use your movement,
Yeah.
give me a perception check on that.
I'm gonna use my guiding whispers as well.
Cool.
Oh, I don't need to. Can I keep it for the next one?
It's good for.
You haven't rolled it.
It's good for a
so-
minute.
Yeah, you haven't rolled it, and you don't need to. Well, is it on the next ability check?
I'm concentrating on it for a minute.
Awesome.
Because it's gonna be 27 without it, so I'm not gonna use it right now.
27. So, you see, or you hear rather behind you, Rhapsody take off up the tree and kind of looking over briefly before concentrating on where you're headed in your flight. You push through the trees, swinging side to side, and then billowing them out to slow down as you see a hooded, robed person on the ground, clutching at their stomach.
Am I within 30 feet?
As you see a large branch protruding through his stomach as he grasps at where it is, holding a staff in his other hand, and his breathing is rapid and shallow.
But he's conscious.
It's hard to see. Well, I mean, he's holding. He's obviously conscious enough to put his hand on his wound.
Right.
And he's still holding his staff tight.
Okay.
And you can see his chest is breathing, so.
Okay. I would like to land in front of him. Or her. Them.
Yep.
And I'm going to kick the staff from their hand.
So as you go to take the staff.
Kick.
Kick?
I'm going to kick it out of his hand.
Okay. Roll a strength check for me.
Of all fucking things. This I will add guiding whispers to. A -1, so it's a 21 with a -1.
A 21.
I rolled a 19 on the dice, I rolled a 3 on the d4, and then it's -1.
With a 21, you head towards this staff. And still carrying on the momentum, you don't stop from your wings, you slow yourself enough down so that you can drop your feet down and carry on moving. Using all of that momentum, you swing from the hip and you click under his staff right next to where his hand is, not making contact with his hand, but hitting the staff clean and hoofing it. And as you do, it does not release from his grasp, but you hear a as his shoulder is dislocated. But the grip is not broken. So that was your action?
Yeah. I will fully stop now.
Okay.
I'm gonna engage in conversation on like, yeah. If he looks like he's conscious enough to speak to me, I'm gonna talk to him.
You only have like a bonus action in this
great.
moment.
Who are you?
Okay. Moving on. Lost. You are lost in the woods.
I'm lost.
Trying to keep up with your fast friends.
Yeah. I'm going to keep running in the same general direction. I lost sight of Rose, and I think from the tree canopy, I lost sight of Rose, and I have no clue.
I'm
where
glowing.
Rose just disappeared. Do I see tracks? Do I see flip-flop tracks?
Flip-flop tracks. I would say, give me a general perception check as you're kind of running through here.
Well, not too bad. 17.
17. Okay. So I would say that as you're kind of running, you do see like the blue of Rhapsody heading up the tree in a blur, but you do recognize it to be your friend.
Got it. Yeah, so I'll spend all my movement running towards that direction. And as
Okay.
I make it towards that direction, do I see anything in front of me besides?
So if you're using all of your movement
Yep.
and then your dash action as well,
Yep.
you can make it to the tree. You can get a little bit past the tree. You will see the glowing wings of Rose, as well as a green dot heading towards the scene.
Okay, how far is Rose?
How far is Rose from you?
Yeah.
Like another 30 feet.
Ooh, all right. So as soon as I see her, I kind of I exhaust all my movement, and then I leap bonus action Misty Step. And as soon as I Misty Step, I'm right next to her, and I just kind of look over and go, "So what's going on?" And I take a sip of my flask.
Excellent. Lily.
Oh. So I got all my goodies. I will, I guess, start making my way to my friends and my sister. I don't have any special ways of doing that, though. So I guess I'll creepily crawl down the rock face and into the woods.
I imagine you do it facing outwards as well. Like,
Absolutely, because I want to be able to see where I'm going. How else would I do it?
yep, absolutely. It's the only logical way to do
It's
it.
how a normal human girl would do it.
In fact, you can get a little bit mobility if you go like around and like arch yourself up.
Yeah, and
like
sometimes, like, I'll go forward, like, over my front side and just kind of, like, tumble around. Yeah. You know,
yeah, so
all the normal
it's
things.
20 feet to the bottom and you're 10 feet towards
Yeah, and then
the,
I'll action dash.
Got it. So you're in through the tree line. I would say Lost especially would leave kind of some damage on the from the floor in
Yeah.
his wake. So I would say
That makes
yeah,
sense.
with your passive, you'd be able to kind of pick up on the Lost-shaped hole going through the tree lines. So.
Okay. Can I
You're
see
able to
any
pick up
glow
on the
for my
pathway?
sister?
Sorry?
Can I see a glow for my sister?
Not yet. Because you're only a little bit into the tree line.
Okay.
She's like 50 feet in.
Cool,
50,
cool,
60.
cool. All right. Well, that's my action then.
Cool. Are you wearing the fingers, or are you just keeping them?
Are they around a tie? Because he was
like
wearing them
twine.
like
yeah,
a
it's like really
necklace.
rudimentarily.
I think I
together.
would like tie it to my waist, so not around my neck because I obviously have my family heirloom necklace. But I would tie it like to my waist, so I just have 17. How did I put
17 fingers
how did I
jingle
put it?
jangling as you run.
I put it in my description. 17 various humanoid fingers in my inventory.
That's
It's
one.
a very concise description.
I want a yeah.
Okay.
Gotta be concise. That's it.
Rhapsody. So you watch and you're looking around, and then you see the green kind of streak coming from one side, and then you see Rose like stop and then soccer kick the shit out of this staff on the ground, and then you hear the groan. It's not loud. He probably doesn't have that much energy in him. You hear the groan from the mage.
I will come down 25 feet and then leap from the tree towards that direction. And then, I guess reaction slow fall, so I just like kind of glisten glide down.
Yeah, so seeing that and getting like a pinpoint on it, you're able to like sliding down the tree and then jumping off, bounding between a couple, just like Naruto style, just like 1 foot pushing off to the other one, and then the silks all billow out and you like parachute down, all of them draping as you touch the ground ever so gently, 1 toe at a time. You are in front of Rose.
Okay. I will take my Corum dagger and just hold it near, not too close because I don't want him to like try and off himself. But I'll actually like stand and point it towards his wound where the tree branch is sticking out. And I'll look over at Rose. So how are we handling this one?
Well, he can either speak to us alive or he can speak to me dead.
All right, you heard your options. What will it be? And I'll just look down at this person.
Excellent. Kaya.
All right, so I'm just going to alight next to them from my flight right in. It's basically just gonna flare my wings out, and I'm going to I'm gonna stand on the staff, like I'm gonna land on it and stand on it with my my clawed feet to keep him from trying to do anything with it. Not that he has a lot of strength, but I'm gonna make sure he doesn't do anything with it.
Okay. So you're standing on the top and the bottom with his hand in the middle.
Right.
Okay. I'll let you do that with your movement and a free action.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold an action to. If I see him trying to attack or do anything with a spell, I'm just going to use. I guess I'm just gonna hit him to try to break his concentration if he's trying to cast a spell.
Got it. Holding bonk.
Yep.
He casts the spell.
That's all I can do.
Sweet. All right. And we get to Rose, and we'll actually break initiative now because everyone's gotten there. And Lily will be there in a few seconds. She would be able to make it there with her full movement and action to move there, so we don't need it for that.
Once I got to the group, I'd crawl up onto a tree and just like poke my head out and watch them.
Okay, like very close by, or are we okay?
Yeah.
So, you're all soon to be joined by Lily, standing around the mage on the ground as he holds the branch that impaled him, holding his wound, and then white knuckle grip on the staff. His hood is still up, breathing very quickly.
I'm gonna remove the hood.
Okay. Pull the hood back. And there is a human older in years,
That actually
with no
got me.
fingers.
I was like, wait,
With-
what?
I'm just glad there wasn't a crystal skull on this guy.
I
Big
know.
reveal. No, is a human. He's older in years. He has sort of a this very thin, like, horseshoe of hair around, exposing his skin. Doesn't look in great condition. It's sort of like pink and cracked in places.
Needs to moisturize.
Exactly. Maybe that's what he was going to use all the fingers for, was applying all the
They
moisturizer.
say blood is good for keeping the youth.
Anyway,
Cool.
he is older in years. He has sort of a gray, white, like whiskered beard. Not a full beard. Like, he just hasn't shaved in a few days. And he looks up at you with yellowed irises. Breathing shallow, in pain.
What's your name, feller?
As he turns to sort of, he can't really see where you are. He's basically like propped up against the base of this tree. You're sort of standing at like this very odd angle for his arm to be at. So he can't really see you, but he hears you. And as he begins to speak, Rose, standing in front of him, and Rhapsody and Lost as well, you would all see that he is missing several of his teeth. And when I say several, it's like half of his teeth are gone randomly from his head. And he says, "My name is Ufhan. Please help me."
Why did you attack us?
I had to.
Why?
They would have killed me.
Who?
The Gnolls.
You were their captive.
Yes.
They used you to capture people and steal things?
Yes. They used me for my magic to enchant them to be able to.
You're very powerful. It's very hard for me to believe that you would not just use that against them and flee.
There were too many of them.
And yet you flew away from us.
I attempted to. You also downed me.
Yes, but those gnolls don't use magic like me.
What? I don't know why. They ambushed me.
Insight check.
Yeah, I don't believe anything this person.
Roll insight.
I will. That is gonna be a 25.
17.
The 17, you're still undecided, but kind of suspicious. The 25, you look deep into his yellowed irises, his yellowed soul. And there's something there that he's hiding.
Well, if you were their captive, I mean, we could always offer you a hand, right? And I'll look up at my sister in the trees and give her like a wink.
Yep, you look up and you see Lily kind of backing up the tree backwards.
What's this wink for? My fingers?
Oh,
This is me asking because I'm not
Um,
understanding. That's Diane.
well,
Lily's adding more
I
fingers to her
I
necklace.
feel like between our connection,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would
yeah.
understand when I don't believe someone.
I'll
Yeah, I would
co-
say you're able to convey that.
I'll approach as creepily as I possibly can. I'm honestly trying to scare him.
Okay. Yeah, so almost peeling yourself down at odd angles, like placing one hand and then
You can
falling
hear
over.
bones cracking.
Yep, your hair tumbling over your face so that just one eye is showing for a moment. And then as you reach the floor, you kind of crab crawl your way towards him before standing up. Roll an intimidation check.
Oh wow, I don't think
I
Lily's
will.
ever done this.
I will grab her hand.
Oh,
and
I have a
guide-
+6.
Oh,
What?
You don't...
It's charisma.
Charisma.
I am charismatic.
Yeah.
Everyone
You have a
loves me.
presence about you.
Okay. This is a 21.
Whoa.
21.
And as she approaches like this, I'm gonna say, because this is exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna say, "This is my sister. She's very good at helping people."
You see, he just if he could move enough to recoil, he would. Like you see him start to tense up in places, and then like sort of regret it as he's tensing up around the branch protruding from his stomach, and he's no, please, no.
Oh, were you? Do you have something else to tell us?
Is it gold you need? I have gold. I can give you gold.
You were their captive, and you have gold.
I do. They don't need it. They don't need gold. Please.
What do they need?
To kill.
You know, fella, I believed you when you first said that you were their captive, but it's a good thing that my friends are here because now I don't believe you anymore. Your story doesn't make sense. It's becoming more unbelievable.
I don't understand. I don't know what I need to tell you.
Maybe the truth.
I'm dying.
Why did you attack us? And don't tell me that the Gnolls have you as their slave because you're too powerful. It's like she said, you're way too. You could have got away at any time.
The Gnolls made me.
Ow.
The staff. The staff is cursed.
Oh, is that why you didn't let go?
I can't let go.
Ooh. What if I cut off your hand? Would you prefer clinging to a cursed staff?
Who
Or-
are you people?
What?
What's happening?
I went to sleep and I woke up and I'm with somebody.
He lies there and says,
It's just a logical thing for me.
if you cut my hand off, I'm more than certainly going to die.
Well, you just so happen to be in luck that Rose here can probably stop you from dying.
Yeah, but this might be your fate.
Please, if you can help me, please.
So I'm going to just pull out a potion of healing, and I take a little bit from my flask and I pour it in and I mix it up, and then I kind of just walk up and lean down and give him a sip of the potion.
Okay, cool. Roll. You give him a sip.
I'll give him the potion. Yeah, I'll feed the
He
potion
gets
to him.
1d4.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Give him 1d4 plus 1 if you.
Yeah. Okay. So here you go. It's 4 total.
4. Okay.
4 total. And then I lean down and I whisper and I go, I'm generally the nice one and the sane one in this group. These people are animals.
Make a deception check.
Not bad. A 14.
14.
I'll just whisper to him. These people are animals. You should tell them what they need to hear.
I don't understand any of you.
How did you
I'm
get?
gonna reach down to the staff, not touch the staff. I don't think I have to touch for this. Hang on.
How did you get attached to this cursed staff?
The gnolls. I've been telling you, it's the gnolls.
Do you remember where you're from before you encountered the Gnolls? How did you happen across?
Across where? I'm from the Sol province. The other side of the mountains.
Did they give you the staff, or did you already have it?
They gave me the staff.
You didn't think that doing business with Knowles was a bad idea?
I wasn't really given much of a choice.
You
I'm
keep
gonna
saying
kneel
that.
down. I'm gonna kneel down. And when I do, like when you kneel down to like you can like put your hand down, you know? To kind of balance.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna put my hand on his, and as I do, I'm gonna cast Remove Curse.
Okay.
Which is vocal and somatic. It's VNS.
Yes. Dramatic.
Somatic. So I will have to say something. So they will know. He'll know that I did something.
Mm-hmm.
But I am just trying to be casual about it. Super cash.
Okay. You cast Remove Curse. And as you watch the gold emanate from your hand and go across his body, he looks up at you and says, Is it done?
I kick the staff away.
It's still tight in his hand.
I guess not.
You know, if she removed a curse, then you're still... I think there was never a curse. Nice try, though.
Can you
Talking to
remove
him,
it?
not...
Can you let go of the staff?
I cannot.
I bet we can make you let go.
Do you want to let go of the staff?
It gives me great power, but at what cost?
Lost, maybe you should cut his hand off.
Maybe this is why they have fingers around their neck. They just, you know,
Is that
when
why?
they want a new person, so then they just cut the fingers off and then they take the staff away.
Please, there must be another way. There must be another
then you're
way.
gonna need to let go.
I cannot, but there must be another way. We please don't take my hand.
Well, I'm not very
I'd like
strong.
to see if I can try something.
What do you want to try?
I don't think that would work. I have something else maybe. Well. Never mind. I've changed my mind.
Well,
Well, I'm not very strong, so prying this out of your hand is probably not the best thing for me to do.
well, if you don't want us to sever your hand from it, perhaps we can just destroy the staff.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't-
okay, okay.
I don't know what that would do. I can tell you more about the gnolls. There's more of them.
I'd like to try something.
What would you like to try?
I want to cast Phantasmal Force, but what I want to do, the illusion that I want to root into his mind is that I want to force him to open his hand and like let go of the staff, because I feel like he's just like at this point refusing to open his hand. So maybe it's rotting and it's like affecting his hand with some like like ghostly necrotic flames or something to like make him like release.
Okay. That is an intelligence save for me, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I know he's probably really good at that, but you know what? It's what I got.
You don't know.
He's a wizard. He's a wizard.
He might be a sorcerer.
Plus,
Otherwise, I'm just gonna. I mean, I don't have any weapons.
that is a grand total of 10.
What? That's a fail.
So,
Doesn't he take psychic damage or something?
right now,
Yeah, I
you
don't
can't
want
see
him.
the staff because it's slightly behind him, but if someone was to move it around,
I mean, I could do that.
he would be Kaya's standing on it.
Oh.
Do we know, is that like verbal, somatic, or anything for Lily to know that she's casting a spell? Like when we
It's-
get in.
It's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Look up.
I think Lily's trying something, Kaya. You might want to.
All right, so I'll kind of like do a little hop thing with my remaining 6 seconds of my wings, and I'm assuming we've been here for like
Like
Almost a
5 minutes
minute.
at this point.
Yeah.
My wings are gone.
yeah. I'm gonna like hop over and like, you know, so he can see it, but I'm not gonna like get completely off of it because I don't want him.
Okay, digging your claws in and like blackbird hopping around.
Yep.
What are we?
You hear things snapping and tearing in his shoulder as it's just as dislocated and being pulled in all directions that it shouldn't. And he's as you pull it around, and he instantly looks down, and his eyes go wide as what he sees as these like rotten black flames starting to burn around the staff, and it's getting closer and closer, and it starts burning his hand. Roll me a d6 for damage.
I'm gonna.
5.
5.
Yep.
He passes out.
Damn it! Spare the dying.
Oh no, I can give him the rest of the potion. I'll give him the rest of the potion.
We're terrible people.
Yeah.
So
But wait, before that,
passes out.
Oh
You
wait,
feed him
before
the rest of the
Wait,
potion.
before he passes, before we resuscitate him,
Someone
gonna
kick
try
the
to-
staff away.
I'm gonna kick the staff and try to get it away.
or you might have to pry his fingers open.
Okay, so you kick the staff.
Well, I'll
Roll
try to
me a
get it.
strength check.
No.
His arm's gonna come.
Okay, when I said kick the staff, I meant like just try to get it out of his hand.
Nope, he said kick it.
Damn it!
I
Oh,
just-
If
I
you're just
I
trying
feel-
to like gently knock it away from him,
yeah.
we'll say that happens. So you're
Okay.
able to kick it. His hand is locked around this thing.
That's fine.
I'm just stifling a laugh to see how far they will
Guys,
progress.
you know, I think there's something to what he's saying now, because he's passed out and I can't get the staff out of his hand. I'm really scared to grab it. I don't want to grab it. I'm really scared now. And
Lost in this moment. Are you feeding him the potion?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
He
So
got-
roll me 1d4 plus 1.
Oh, plus one, okay, sure. He's got 3 hit points then.
3 hit points. Okay,
Yeah.
he comes back. Please stop. Please stop.
We need to figure out a way for you to sever your connection with the staff. Now, we could sever your fingers so you don't have a way to hold it. Unless
I think it would just be easier to cut his hand off, because if it's like magically attached. Lily, why are you raising your hand?
This is Diane.
I mean, if it's magically attached to his hand, we can't. Even with his fingers gone, I don't think it would disconnect. So maybe we
it's just gonna magically hover there.
like it would be like stuck to his palm, like super glue or whatever that stuff. Never mind. I don't know what that is.
So
whatever.
real
Diane,
quick,
yeah. Please interject.
my phantasmal force is concentration up to a minute. Would that have gone away when he passed out, or
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
could I
just as
still
that-
be concentrating on that?
I have a feeling that the spell would drop because it was cast on him once
Yeah, because
he drops to
I
0.
was trying to read it and I don't see it.
I don't think if he's healed back, the spell would carry on
Yeah.
because it was cast on him in particular. It wasn't like an area.
Yeah. I was afraid you would say that.
But we can look it up for future.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I
Wh-
don't think it's
When I cast remove curse,
Yes.
did I feel like that worked?
You felt the spell. The spell happened.
Yeah. So
As far as you and the completion of the spell, it happened.
but do I feel like it didn't do anything to it?
Give me just an insight check. This is almost like insight on yourself more than anything.
Is there some sort of super strong adhesive that like he can't let go? Like not magical, but physical or alchemical or something?
20.
I don't know anything about those things.
Yeah,
I
from the
mean,
wizard
well-
Akame,
26.
26. You know you cast the spell. You know it happened. It doesn't seem to have been enough or what was required to break this. Seemingly,
This keeps happening.
potentially not a curse.
Hmm.
I'd like to get my crowbar out.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
About
Jake,
this
I, I feel like Lothroth has had his fair share of experience of seeing people blubbering, and begging for the life. Can I make an insight check to see if I believe he's telling the truth?
Yeah, about what in particular?
That he can't let go of that.
Okay, yeah, roll an insight check.
I've got a 15.
15?
Yeah.
This guy seems like he cannot let go. You watched him go unconscious potentially twice,
Everyone.
but definitely once, and it was kicked away and he could not let go.
What happens if we just peel his hand free? This just pluck the fingers off.
Oh, and if his hand is stuck, then just like the skin of his hand will come off, and we won't have to chop his whole hand off.
Please, I can tell you more information.
I mean, we could
Oh.
just chop the fingers off. He should still be able to
He
live
would-
without that.
Been very
Yeah.
good. with
I
that.
get up.
I did say, and no one took me up on the offer, and then the staff caught on fire, and I passed out.
Well,
So
you should enlighten us.
There are more gnolls. They
understood.
dragged me through the mountain pass. They plan to take a city.
What city?
We were at the mountain range. I do not know. They plan to take a city. And they put this around my neck, and he goes to reach like away from his wound into his robe, and he starts to pull out a bronze looking medallion amulet that has circular, and it has these, it's almost like a maw, right? So it's like it's circular, and then you see like pointed teeth, what would be like two canines, and then pointed jagged teeth along the top, and then two small pointed teeth on the bottom with more along, so sort of like almost like jaws, right? Sort of fitting within the circle.
What kind of is it a chain or a rope, or how is it like around his neck?
It's on a chain.
You know, you really should have led with that one.
Yeah. Someone take that off of his neck.
I'm gonna hook the crowbar on it.
On the medallion. So you're just gonna like
Yeah,
like
I'm not
lucky duck it
touching
off
this
of
guy.
him?
I'm not touching anything on him.
Cool. You're gonna like lucky duck it off of his neck.
Oh, I was just gonna.
It's a chain.
But it's a crowbar, right?
What happened to you guys?
I don't know. We chose violence today.
So since I'm actually kneeling right next to him,
Yep.
I'm just gonna grab the.
I already hooked it.
Oh, you hooked it? Okay.
Yep. So you can either yank it, given that it's a metal chain,
It'll
or
pop.
you can lift it up.
It's
up to you.
I'm gonna look at my sister.
Just lift it off his neck.
I'll
As
lift
he's like
it.
looking down his nose at this crowbar that's like pulling on the chain. Yeah, so you're able to hook it off of his neck.
So did they give you this as well?
Yes, they put it on my neck.
What's it
When
do?
it comes off, did his grip loosen?
You can check.
I'm gonna try to like. I'm not gonna like kick it or anything. I'm just gonna see if his grip is loosened and see if I can get it loose a little bit.
You want to give it a wiggle?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so make a wiggle check. So you like
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
guys, this episode is bonkers. So you start
Help.
moving the staff sort of back and forth to like jimmy it out of his grip, and he seems pretty tight on it still.
I'm like
Is
waving the amulet in his face still from the crowbar, and I want to ask him, what does this do? Why did they put this on you?
It's the symbol
Of what? Of who?
It's a symbol of their god.
What's the god?
Do I recognize it?
You can give me a religion check.
Oh, that's not as good. Unfortunately. It's gonna be 13.
13.
I guide
so-
myself to know more.
Get out of here.
Fuck it, I know more.
It's
I know more. Advantage.
So, you think of your studies, and there's something about this that doesn't really pertain to anything that you studied. You can see it now that it's like lifted in front of you, like around the like the coin's edge, basically, of the medallion. There is writing. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
You do not recognize it.
But I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on it.
I know abyssal. Does it
It
have
is abyssal.
What does it say? Sorry, I got excited. I'm like, why did I choose this? This is
As
why.
you like hold it up and you see the text around the outside, recognizing it, you start sort of weaving your head around the coin's edge to read it without completely taking it off of his neck. And it
Oh, I thought you
reads-
did take it off his neck.
Oh, you took it off his neck,
Yeah.
and then you were hanging it in front of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, no worries. So just kind of looking around, it reads, the rank of ruin.
Do you say that out loud?
What's the rank of ruin mean?
I don't know.
Do I recognize that? Okay, well, I casted Detect Magic. What am I seeing?
You see the staff lights up in this bright, brilliant gold. Also, a ring on his hand is lit up as well.
Cut
The
his finger
hand
off.
that not the staff hand, the hand,
The other hand.
the hand that he grabbed the amulet out with.
Cut his finger off.
I'm gonna. Ooh, this is risky. I'm gonna. What school of magic is the ring?
The question every DM hates.
I'm looking it up. You guys can do things while I look it up.
In the meantime, I'll get up and I'll kind of walk over and lean over to Rose and I whisper, I've interrogated people before, and I don't think he's lying.
Oh, he's definitely lying.
You're specifically talking about him not lying about the not being able to let go of the staff.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think he can let go of it. I'm looking at it like glowing in my eyes. Whatever it is, it's very powerful.
If what he's saying is true, there's going to be an attack on the city. Now, I don't give a shit either way, but it seems like something you guys would care about. For me-
Transmutation.
Oh, transmutation.
Shit.
For myself, unless you guys cut off his arm, this is getting boring.
It is taking a while.
You asked about the ring, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Ring
it's
of
transmutation. I'm gonna take the ring off of his hand.
Okay. You pry it off. He doesn't really fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's
any-
just like, if you want more, I can give you more. I have money.
why don't we just tie his arm to his body, secure it so that he can't
I don't think he'll.
that, and find out where the other gnolls are.
Well, I don't think he's gonna live much past the next few hours.
What?
I mean, you have a tree through your stomach.
You could help me.
I
You
just
said
wanted
that
you to be honest with us.
you said the gnolls were going to attack a city. Is that north of the mountain range or south of the mountain range?
I don't believe they're leaving the province.
Did they allude to why the intent behind? Is it just their god wants them to, or
They mentioned something about planes and it being easier to walk between planes, and they said something about raising one of. They were all rallying behind one gnoll who seemed to be leading the rest of them. It was like watching like a pecking order, but for gnolls. They were fixing themselves into rank. I've not seen this before. They usually keep to the Uzira territories in the south.
And I'll look up at everyone. So we find a hedge witch, or a hag that doesn't act like a hag, and now gnolls that don't act like gnolls.
Sorry, you also see his boots light up, and the school.
with the detect magic?
Yes, and the school of magic. The school of magic. Yeah, they just light up, and then they burst out with flames, and he shoots off into the air. No, the school of magic for the boots is illusion.
Well, you have lots of tricks up your sleeve.
Not enough, apparently.
We're honestly people that would usually help. But you killed my cat today. As this skeleton cat sits on my shoulder, and like where I cast Animate Dead, and now she just sits here. Because you rained fire down upon us.
I'm so sorry.
Lost face just has like, you know, there's like realization on his face now. He's like, that's why. And he turns over to the old man. He whispers, "Try to help, but you done fucked up." I step up and step back away from him.
So, we're gonna start with a couple of things. We're gonna remove your boots that I can see are magical. I've got your ring. We've got your amulet. Is there anything else on him that's magical?
I'll start searching his robes and stuff.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Obviously, we can't remove the staff. I do see that it's magical.
Please, if you just can you remove the branch and give me some form of healing just to.
Sure. And I'll pull his body off the branch, and as I do, I will cast Cure Wounds at the same time.
Oh!
But 13 investigation.
But he swivels instead of pulling straight out. It's kind of at an arc because he's anchored by his arm that I'm standing on.
You didn't say you were standing back on it. You did say you were wiggling it.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
Did a wiggle check.
That's
You
true.
did you wiggle check. You didn't say you got back on it.
Okay.
But he can't move his arm. Would
So
you
he
have stood back on it?
I mean, that was my
Not gonna be
intention, but I didn't say I didn't say it, so I
Okay,
didn't.
no, we can retcon back to that. That's fine. So
He gets 13 points of healing as I do that.
Oof, okay. So pulling him off the branch, you watch as he kind of gurgles in pain as blood just sprays out. And then as you're pulling it up, you can see the hole straight through him starts to knit back together as he realizes that he's now spinning towards his arm that is on the ground. And he falls boom, face first into the forest floor
No,
on top of his arm that is
no. I held him by the shoulders, pulled him off, healed him, and held him there.
oh, okay.
I'm not just
Sorry,
gonna throw him on the
I'm
ground.
trying to apply physics to all of this that's happening.
There's no
So yes,
physics
you
in
pull,
D&D.
you pull him sitting, and you do hear a couple of more like from his shoulder as he's pulled away from his arm, which is pinned to the ground.
Oh my goodness.
I got a 13 on investigation check at some point.
Okay. So going through his belongings, what you managed to find with a 13, you find a bag with 3 gold and 5 silver. You find a couple of worn sticks of white chalk. And you find several sticks of incense.
I'll take those.
Okay. And you find another stained bag.
I'll take it.
Okay. And you already have the ring. You already have his boots.
And the amulet. What school of magic is the amulet?
The amulet is not magical.
Oh,
Yeah, hey Jay, I'm gonna take some rope, and I'm gonna walk up to the old man, and I'm gonna just whisper to him and say, "Hey, you know what? Let's make sure this heals properly." And I'll make like I'm creating a splint, you know, like an arm splint, but I'm actually tying his arm to his body so that he can't use the staff.
Okay. So, Kaya, do you allow this to transpire as you're standing on the staff?
was it?
Yeah. Do we want to let him? This staff is so powerful. We can't get his hand off of it, even when he's passed out. I feel like even if he's completely debilitated, if I get off of the staff, he might be able to use it to attack us.
Did you tell me what school of magic the staff was? Because I didn't write it down.
I didn't, because it doesn't have one.
I don't know much about magical items, but with his hand on the staff and him just being able to converse, I think he would have done something by now.
I agree.
Right, but don't people have to wave their arms sometimes when they're casting a spell?
I don't think he's going to be waving this arm at all.
I-
It's
I-
completely dislocated from his shoulder.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
Well, we
Oh,
always.
no, we're just securing your arm to make sure it heals properly. You know, man of your age, you gotta be careful. And I just keep tying. his
Roz, do you know how to set a dislocated shoulder?
I don't think we need to just yet.
Oh, okay.
I could
Not
definitely do that if I wanted to.
that.
Oh, that's true. You could do that.
Something I want to try. I would like to investigate the staff, and also, in the process, possibly, I don't know if it'll be a medicine check or something else, but possibly try and find the pressure point that is forcing his grip on the staff, and like applying pressure to that to either loosen it or like make it to where there's no strength attached to being able to hold on to it as I'm like examining that area.
Okay. Yeah, give me a medicine check for that. And then also an investigation check for the staff. Are you handling the
mostly-
staff?
Before I say, I'm mostly looking at the staff if there's like blood around the area where you hold it to see if you have to sever fingers to kind of like get it to be removed. And then just a general investigation.
Okay. Yeah. So, give me a medicine check to see if you can
Medicine
find these pressure points.
is a 21, but the investigation is only an 8.
21, great. You're able to kind of secure him in a position which doesn't really give him any ability to do what you would perceive as like spell casting or anything like that. And also, you're able to hit a couple of pressure points that you know from your stunning abilities and things as well, which should just kind of trigger a release from those tendons. But it doesn't let go. But you're able to, between you, like secure it and things. The investigation on the staff, you do see some old blood dried around his hand, like just right next to it, because you would have been picking it up from his hand, I imagine, not just like picking the staff up. And so in that moment, yeah, you do see some dried blood like around, like right next to his hand where he's gripping the staff. And so he says, please, just maybe you look strong. You look strong. You two, you three.
Which 3 are you talking about?
I can't really see your physique with all of your billowing silks.
I am very strong. I can help.
I would have conveyed that to the others as I investigated as well, and kind of alleviated he probably can't cast at least somatic spells right now.
Yeah, so he says, maybe someone could. You mentioned earlier that we could potentially peel the staff away from my hand.
Yep, I got the crowbar right here.
If it takes the skin with it,
Have you seen this before?
I would much rather try that before we try anything else, please. This seems like the least damaging.
You mentioned this staff gives you great power, correct?
Correct.
How long have you been holding the staff?
A week.
Could you theoretically, I don't know, put out a fire and restore a carriage back to its previous state?
He doesn't have any spell slots left.
I mean, not now, just when you're feeling better.
Maybe you could sleep on it.
As he's like bleeding out the side.
No.
Kind of.
If the cart is still on fire, I do not think I will have the abilities to put it back together once I am rested.
I want to start trying to peel his fingers off of the staff.
I have a
With the
really
crowbar?
sharp. I have a really
Okay,
sharp
give me
silver
a strength
dagger.
check. Give me a strength check, but use your proficiency bonus because technically using a tool. So
Yeah, and
allow
I've
that.
I'm pulled out my really sharp silver dagger, and you know how when you're, without getting too graphic, when you're skinning like an animal hide, when you're skinning it out, and you're
You're gonna try and fillet
Okay.
his hand away.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd like to do knowledge from a past life to add a d6 to my roll.
Okay. Roll the d6.
Okay. Okay, so with the d6, it's a 22 total.
22. Oh, in fact, you can roll it with advantage, I'll say, because of Kaya trying to help out with the
22 total.
got it. as you draw on this power deep within you, your mind goes back. Your eyes glaze over, and everything goes black. And you wake up, or open your eyes, and once more you are a young girl standing at a bedside. The bed is large, four-poster. It's blue, like velvet covers on the bed, and your hand is raised and clasping a larger hand, and you look up and you see the long black parted hair of what you now know to be a younger Silas, your father. And you look over at the bed, and there is a woman in the bed. Covers pulled up to her waist. She's wearing like an old like nightshirt. And her face is almost graying, dark circles under her eyes. Her hair is matted, and her face has almost like a sheen across it. And you look to her, and you hear as she turns her face towards you, and she says, "It's all right, Grace. Mummy's going to a better place." And you are pulled back instantly to the staff, and you are peeling away with Kaya, tearing it away, and you see the flesh starting to peel up from his palm, and he's and you just keep going because it's working, it's pulling away, and you're able to start almost rolling the staff, and it's kind of starting to roll the skin around the outside of the staff, and you're peeling it, and it's just bloody and raw and red, and you can see all of the tendons in the palm of his hand that are trying to grip onto this. But between you and Kaya, you're able to pull it away from his hand, completely skinless palm.
I'll use healing hands. He gets, oh man, that's 9 points of healing.
And I will feed him a cooked treat. Eat this, you'll feel better. And he'll get 3 temporary hit points.
I was blowing on it. I was blowing on it to help it feel better. I know it hurts.
But like I'm concentrating the healing at the hand specifically.
Got it.
As it rips away from his hand, and I see that like everyone else is like healing him, and it's away. Not letting go of my crowbar, because that's been a useful tool from the very beginning. I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
With the staff?
No, with my crowbar.
Oh.
You walk away, you leave the staff on the ground. Cool.
Is
Okay.
the staff
As soon
still
as I
glowing?
see it away and like my sister heal, I'm gone.
Okay.
Is the staff still glowing? Detect magic is 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's still glowing. Except for this like portion around the center where his hand was that you can't see magic coming through.
Because
But it's just kind of peeled around.
Yeah.
As he said, as you all do that, he looks up and says, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because now it's over.
Oh no.
We will see the Flind, and Yeenoghu shall return as you watch the staff ignite.
Oh
in these
no!
flames, and it
Fighting bull.
burns away, and it leads a scorched trail which heads straight up towards him, enters his form, and he looks up, smiles, and the flames in a straight line burn through, and he says, goodbye. And his face rolls and peels in half vertically, all the bones crunching, and you watch as his brain matter is peeled away and his jaw opens up sideways, and it's like pulled back like a sardine can lid, just
I'm really upset that I'm not here to see this. Some like Hellraiser stuff.
and that's where we're gonna take our 10-minute break.
Mother Earl.
Oh boy. Yep. We have how many? We're at 107 out of 125. Not that far away from our Valorhood giveaway. Thank you so much to everyone that's been contributing to that. I have been seeing you in the chat, but this has been a lot. So I haven't had the ability to say thank you, but thank you. Stick around. We're going to be back in 10 minutes to see what the fuck is going to happen next. See you shortly. welcome back to whatever the fuck is happening right now. So, leaving off. Lily had a moment, a fraction of a second, where her eyes glazed over, and I don't think anyone in that moment would have noticed it happen, given that everyone was concentrating on everything else that was happening. But you were able to peel the whatever staff out of the old man's hand, and as it did, you all came through to heal him in various different ways, now seeing that he was unarmed. And with that, the staff burst into black flames, scorching through the forest floor towards his body, burning up in a straight line straight through his head. He said, "The Flint will rise and Yeenoghu will return." And then in half, vertically, his head, skull, brain, jaw all opened up, and rolled itself on itself, open like a sardine can lid on either side. And with that, his body slumps. Lifeless.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I mean, we could have just chopped off his arm in the beginning. He made us such a fuss on it.
You know, that sounded pretty ominous.
Yes. It did.
Would I have known anything about what he just said?
I will allow you to do another religion check, but it's the DC, is going to be higher because of failing the original one.
I'm gonna guide
Yeah.
myself.
I assist her with possibly any gods or deities I've heard in the monastery.
I'm not sure this is something that you could help with, as this is like tracking memory, unless there's unless you're like talking out loud with each other, trying to
Kind of like
pull ideas together, like bounce off of each other.
da 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 da, and then like
Do you
Okay,
know
yeah.
anything about this god or what he was saying?
Okay, you can roll with advantage on it.
Ooh,
It's-
that's a 19.
Oh, all right.
And that's a 19. I rolled 19 twice. But I have a +3. So 22.
I probably should have. That's 4.
So
Damn, you should have rolled.
you didn't recognize the writing or the amulet, but hearing the name Yeenoghu, you did more research on celestial and infernal, more to do with the hells than the abyss, but that does ring a bell between you two. He is the demon lord of destruction and the father of all gnolls.
Well,
You know what Flint is?
what did you say?
Well, he said the Flint will. He said the Flint will rise and Yeenoghu something. What is Flint?
Is that what he said? I don't. Oh, the flint.
It is.
Do I know what that is?
With a 22, I would say that you're aware of the term, but right now it's not. You can't pull like a definition for it.
I'm not really sure.
So possibly with research, that could definitely open up some avenues because you know the road to go down.
And Yeenoghu is this demon father of the Gnolls, you said? Well, this is really bad. Because he said they were going to attack a city. I mean, that's probably just the beginning of their plans.
I mean, that's if he was telling the truth on everything, which we should probably err on the side of caution. But, I mean, we were eating out the palm of his hand.
Yeah, we pretty much did exactly what he wanted us to do.
Kinda, yeah,
And
but we
he
didn't know
practiced
that.
so much caution.
It's almost like we prepared ourselves.
You know,
Where's Lily gone?
Oh, Lily? And I will scan for Lily.
Oh, God.
Spinning round, you see Lily.
Well, I
She's
walked
over there.
away.
Yeah, but what you left? Gone?
I would have walked away, so I was not that close. Like I wouldn't have like kept walking, but
Oh yeah, I didn't mean like you spun around and she was right there. Like I mean
In the
you
distance.
turned around, you're able to see her like in a little bit of distance.
She's over there, and I'll just head that direction. We're done here. We've got all of his stuff.
and the staff completely incinerated and gone.
Yes, it is a pile of ashes in the exact same size and shape.
I will
Um,
collect a little bit of the dust or the ash.
Yeah, I feel like me and Rose just go through and like, we might need this later.
I'm just gonna collect any and all dusts.
We
I
got
mean-
dragon shard dust.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I will head towards Wisp.
Okay. Well, how are you storing the?
Just in one of the empty potion jars that we have from healing potions that we have. dropped.
Okay, yeah, the you did just empty one, so there is one around.
And I would use the vial of climbing that I just emptied or drank and use that to.
Yep. So I mean, all the ashes they're getting stuck to the residue that's inside it, but if you pack enough in, there'll be some dry in the middle. Good going.
Well, what do we do with this information?
He spoke of someone that was stronger within the Gnolls. I mean, I'm not a Gnoll tracker, but if anyone is going to breach an attack, it probably will be through them. And they probably have the signal now that we've removed the staff from the infantry.
What are the chances that there's some truth to what he said about an imminent attack on the city?
DM, when right before he died, did we get the sense that it was relief? Like he wasn't really a follower, but it was relief that he no longer had like the contract bound to him sort of thing? Or was he like in it all the time?
Yeah. Roll me. Give me an insight check.
Can I
In
roll too?
retrospect.
Can
Yeah,
I
sure.
roll?
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because I rolled a 12.
16. I rolled really low.
16. There was some malice to his tone.
Not relief.
There was some relief. But with a 16, it's hard to say if it was the staff or something else that he was relieved about.
Right.
But there was definitely a tone of malice in his voice. It did change.
So there was no, when I was using detect magic, I didn't know what school of magic. Oh, but it would have, no. For the staff, there was no school of magic.
Nope.
Okay.
Does anyone one of us
Technically
have,
not an arcane staff.
does any one of us have a map of this immediate area still, or did it burn on the cart?
Who had a map to begin with?
Somebody had a map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
I have a map.
And it's on your person, right?
It's in my pack.
What's the nearest city here to us?
I don't even know where the map is.
The nearest city to you?
Have we made it to the coast yet?
No.
Or okay.
You're only like a day and a half into
So
traveling
I guess
from Vargaden.
yeah. So the nearest city's probably Vargaden if we go back.
But they said it was a
going forward.
yeah.
Yeah, but if they attack Vargaden and we don't warn them,
So,
They said it was beyond the mountain, though, right?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
He said that there were no plans to leave the province.
and that's Ulfget, right?
No, the province is the Soul province on the
Oh,
other side of
okay.
the mountains.
Okay.
Did say that.
And then he said that he didn't know why they were all on the move, because they're usually within the Ozira territories, which is further south than that.
And did Rose walk away, or did she just like look to see for Lily?
I was walking, but I think I thought we were all walking that way, so. that's
Okay,
why-
yeah, we can.
Well, you were walking
Maybe
to
we'll
see
walk
Lily,
away.
right?
Yeah, I thought we were all doing that, but yeah, I am definitely.
Yeah, we collected the ash and then we left them there.
Yeah, I collected the ash. We talked about the thing, and then I walked away.
Okay,
Have I made it to Lily?
sure.
Yeah, I'm just like kneeling on the ground, just holding my crowbar.
I will sit down Indian style next to you, legs crossed. Hi.
She's dead.
Who?
My mother.
You had a vision.
Yeah, it's what gave me strength to peel that guy's skin off.
You saw your mother die?
I didn't see her die, but she told me she was going to a better place, but I don't know if I believe that. She was dying. What is a better place?
Well. Somewhere where you don't suffer.
Yeah, but where
Somewhere
is
where you
that?
don't. Somewhere where you don't feel pain.
But where is that?
Well. In regards to Eastus, she guides our fate. And when it's our time to leave this world, there's a more divine place for us.
It's certainly not on that river with crying out souls. It's definitely not beyond that portal.
Not everyone meets the same fate.
Rose, give me a religion check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, you know that those who serve, believe, dedicate themselves and their values towards a deity, if they have led a life in the way that that deity sort of, if they lived in their values and kind of was a mirror of their deity, then they would go to that plane of existence. However, the godless and those who do not live up to those values go to the plane of shadow and death. To be with the Raven Queen.
I'm sure your mother was a beautiful soul.
How would you know? I don't know. I'd like to think so, but what if they're not? What if they're terrible people? We've heard nothing but negative things about the Institute.
Well, if that's what we find, then maybe you were saved from a fate much darker. But what I do know is that you had a second chance. So you get to make your fate whatever you want it to be. This time. Because you got to come back.
Are there any fingers left? I only have 17.
No. On the body? He kind of burnt up. Was there fingers left?
He does have
Oh.
all of his fingers.
Yeah.
One of his hands doesn't have any skin through the palm and the inside of his fingers, but they are fingers nonetheless.
There's 10 more.
I only need 3.
3?
I only need 3 fingers.
So that you have an
Two
even
sets.
number. Oh. Okay. Well, let's go get you some fingers.
Okay.
So we'll go back to the creepy.
I would like to harvest 3 fingers, please.
And then I'm gonna cast gentle repose on all of the fingers so that they're not decomposing at a normal rate.
So I'll have 3
Okay.
semi-fresh fingers and 17 partially and various stages of decomposition. It's kind of fascinating, honestly.
Yep. And 2 bloody pouches.
2 bloody pouches, which I have yet to investigate.
You should probably look
Okay.
at those.
So, yeah, given.
Let me put these on my list.
Do you guys have any tools in order to remove?
I have a dagger.
fingers? Okay. Cool.
I have a dagger
So-
as well.
I mean, it's like a ceremonial dagger, you know?
I have a real dagger in my boot.
I mean, it's a dagger, but like Lily doesn't use weapons, so I imagine it to be a ceremonial dagger.
Okay. So after some time, the rest of you watch as they, together, the sisters, take 3 of the mage's fingers. Uvan.
Can I look at my bags, my bloody bags?
You can.
What's in my bloody
They,
bags?
They are pouches, and the bottom of them, they're like calico kind of colored, like beige, but at the bottom there is like a deep red brown.
How big are they?
What's
How big are they?
Yeah.
Like
Okay. Because
What's
I was
in-
thinking like
almost like a money pouch, I
Little-
guess. No, a bit
What's-
bigger than that.
What's
Okay.
inside of these stained bags?
So you open it up
Mm-hmm.
and look inside. The first thing, Rose, are you right next to it?
I am.
Like okay. So the first thing that hits you is the smell.
And I'm like
Just this.
face in it.
You're not breathing, so you don't smell.
oh, those are further along in decomposition.
It is filled
Or
with teeth.
Yes.
Some of them have bits of gum still attached to them. Others are still attached to pieces of jawbone that have been fractured open. These were not sort of taken carefully. They were just
Are any of
broken
them the wizard's
out.
teeth?
You look in the second pouch, and you see some that have been, and you look at them, it's another bag of teeth. As you look at them, they are teeth, but on the sides of them, you see that there are like grip marks, almost like it's cracked the enamel slightly on opposite sides, as if they've been pulled out.
Does this strike any chords of like why someone would do that with me? No. Okay.
Nope.
This is very fascinating. How many people do you think these teeth came from?
Well, I mean, we could lay them all out, and I could tell you.
We'll have to do that one night.
Sure.
Yes. I'll put
I would
them back
assume
in
with my
bag.
like medical training, I would be able to like tell you how many sets of teeth you have.
I will pack away my bags of teeth.
Cool.
I
We
feel like
could maybe
Chris-
get them.
Christmas
We
Day.
could maybe get them clean so
Oh.
that you
Got
don't
no cart now.
reek of the smell of death and decomposition.
What does it smell like?
It smells bad.
Hmm.
You smell like fresh flowers. That smells terrible.
Can you do something about the smell?
I cannot, but I think Adeline can. We should find her.
She should be back at the burning cart.
Maybe she put the fire out. Probably not.
Okay. So
I think at this point, Kaya would have retrieved the horses and met up with the group again.
okay, as you're all walking towards the cart, yeah, you can
I'm
be
just
able
leading
to
them.
untie and lead the horses towards the cart. As you're going over there, Lily, roll me a religion check.
I'm suspicious.
I was going to say, is this something I can help her with?
I'm very suspicious. Come on. I don't know if I should roll bad or if I should roll good. Here we go. Okay. Okay. It's a 19.
19. Yeah, so with Rose saying that it smells like death and decomposition, that strikes something in your mind, and you pull out the sticks of incense that you found, and I'll say between the two of you, the sisters, you recognize it from the temple. This is incense that is used to mask the smell of decay.
Too bad I don't have like one of those cool things you put like the incense in and you like waft it around while you walk. That would be really cool.
We could get one.
Look into it.
I would like one.
The next town we go to.
Write it down.
The next town we go on foot.
Yeah, so
Maybe not.
Walking with
Speaking of-
Kaya though, Kaya's here.
you head over. Sorry, did you want to do something with Kaya before I carry on?
Yes. I would like to pull out one of my Gnoll ears. Kaya,
Yeah.
I have one of these for you. I know how
What
much
is
you
it?
like Gnoll ears.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That
Maybe you can stop talking about Eric's now. You can have this Gnoll ear and you can satiate yourself just a little bit.
okay.
So as you hold it up, it is very different to the giant hyena ear that, that you were able to feast on at Eric's or Eric's. You hold it up and it's a lot smaller, and there are like holes in it and things where it's been like pierced.
And it's been ripped
And-
off.
And yes, the bottom of it is jagged and bloody, and there's like strings of sinew kind of hanging from it.
I mean, the polite thing to do is to eat the gift.
No, it's you know, I think I'll just cherish it.
That's for you to eat.
Good luck.
I'm not hungry right now.
It's almost lunchtime though. Don't you usually eat at lunchtime?
Well, maybe Roz can prepare it. I don't want to eat it raw.
Okay.
It was so thoughtful.
I'm gonna keep the other one. I'm not gonna eat it though.
Good luck.
You know, what if I keep it for luck instead of eating it?
But I climbed up that mountainside so I could get it for you to eat.
Oh. Well then I'll have to eat it. Then you know what?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I mean, you can cook it.
If
I'm
that's how
going
you
to-
eat things, then absolutely cook it.
I'm going to I'm gonna use my breath of the dragon.
Okay.
Jay's over us tonight. He's like, what the fuck is my campaign turning
And-
I
into?
don't know what is happening.
I'm gonna use my flaming breath weapon, fire breath weapon. I'm gonna set it on. I'm gonna set it on a big, smooth stone. I'm gonna char the hell out of it, like so that nothing. It's just pretty crispy. Just yeah.
Okay. So it is an ear. It will fail its dex save. Roll some damage for me.
All right.
Is the intent to hit it full force?
I want it to be just like really, really
Medium rare.
no. I want it nothing but really like crispy,
Jerky.
like just
Like a potato chip.
no, yeah, more like potato chip,
Pork
but burnt, like burnt beyond recognition that it was ever an ear. That's 6 points of fire.
6 points. Okay. So you kind of arc it off to the side so that as the cone kind of emanates from you, it's very close to, and the flames kind of lick at it for a little while. But and you watch it sort of, it catches fire on the edges and things and starts to curl in on itself a little bit, like almost like a potato skin, you know, like cupped up. It is well done. It is,
I've
I
been
wa- I
thinking
want it-
about this since last week.
and it's blackened.
Yeah, I want it charred beyond recognition that it was an ear. And then
That
Let's
little
say-
string of sinew has kind of like shriveled up, like right next to it.
I'm going to I'm just gonna like
and I'm just watching.
I'm nibbling it and I'm looking at her, and I feel that it's really crunchy, like completely burnt bacon, like it was cooked, like
Yep.
completely burnt.
Yes.
And then I'll just throw it in my mouth and like chew it and swallow it really quick.
Pure charcoal. That's all it tastes like. As you think about what you're doing, roll me a con save.
Oh no. Oh, man. Well, I rolled a 12 on the die and I got a 6. So 18.
Okay. So your eyes start to well up and water as you're like crunching and you're thinking about what it was when it was in your hand and what you're doing right now. And you feel this ball just move up
I'm going to look over
towards
at
your throat.
I'm going to look over at Lost and I'm going to grab his flask and then just down.
Just all right. So you grab Lost's flask out of his hand, which is probably in his hand, and just chug, because you just think, no, I have to not offend my friend. She was doing something nice for me, and I have to make it count in this moment. And you chug back and swallow it down, not just all the charcoal dust that's kind of floating around in your mouth, but also that ball of vomit that was forming up your throat. You push all of that back down. And you and smile, and there's just flecks of black like all around your teeth and gums.
Thank you, Lily.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't, you're right. I don't need any more Gnoll teeth for a long, or Gnoll ears for a long time.
I hope you remember this next time we go to Eric's.
I think I'll remember it for the rest of my life. It was a very thoughtful thing you did.
Let's hope it's long.
As
Yep.
all of this is happening, looking towards the cart, Adeline has grabbed 2 branches with leaves on them, just small, like twiggy branches, and she is beating them at the flames, which is just like roaring fire at this point. You guys are gone for a minute. It's all the way down to basically like the chassis of the cart. And she looks over and says, a little bit of help.
I'll grab one of the twigs and beat with her because there's nothing I can do.
And you guys slowly together standing watch as
Does somebody have a shovel?
Sam the stable hand's house is burned
You
down.
have to do that.
Of anything.
I gave you guys so many chances to do something about the cut.
True.
There is, and the flames slowly start to die down as the fuel is used up. And there is one thing that remains.
It's the
And you
little
look into the center of the
The teapot.
mess, and there is a small metal dented kettle.
Yeah. When it's cool enough, I'm gonna grab that.
Oh yeah, it's like red.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it.
I'm gonna use one more of my breath weapon, and I'm gonna make it cold this time.
Oh,
I'm going to cool it down. I'm just gonna like
mean,
glaze it.
I feel like we lost an opportunity here to save our cart.
okay. So you use your cold breath weapon once the cart is completely burnt away to cool down.
It's great.
The
It's a
kettle.
great story.
Yep. I was concerned about the horses.
Keith, the kettle remains. Little bits of like icicles and things around the lid.
You know, I didn't think of it before. I probably could have used a cold breath weapon to put out the fire,
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
but we were all chasing after the mage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my bad.
Yeah.
So, logically speaking, would have any of our stuff been in the cart?
No. Not.
I carry mine in my backpack. It doesn't come off.
Everything I have
I
is in my
feel like-
pack.
I carry the bag of holding on my person.
I feel like the
It's just we
pouch
have to walk
that
now.
I kept the rations and cooking stuff in would be on the. I don't feel like I would just carry around.
No, probably
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Cool.
news, there's plenty of jerky.
not.
Protein.
All kinds. Fruit
Yep.
jerky, vegetable jerky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm pretty good, I can find enough food and drink for me and 5 people. So 6 people's worth of food and drink every day. I'm pretty good at that. As we travel along.
What time of day is it?
It's around lunchtime.
Well, Kaya's set, so.
It's good.
So how far are we?
Y'all missed out.
Next city.
How far? The direction you're going around the coast.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the cart still, you were like a day and a half away from reaching the coast. And then,
He said to the next city.
yeah,
Oh.
and then around the mountain would take you probably another day and a half there, so 3 days, and then crossing the river to Holbolder is like another 1 day. So 4 days with the cart.
It's okay. That's by cart. I was like, by foot and partial horses.
Well, the horses are good.
Yeah, but like all of us can't get on the horse.
Yeah, if one of you goes under the horse and hugs on, and like one of you goes on the side.
Is there anything from the cart salvageable, like the wheels or anything that we can just like make a makeshift 2x4? I don't know cart aesthetics of the
Well, I think we're walking now.
Was that a
All
question for me?
Yeah, it was more of like if,
Oh, I thought you were just thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
if like Adeline used mending.
I think we're beyond mending at this point.
Yeah.
All right. We are walking, I think. Let's go.
Okay. So, setting out on foot with Ted and Jerry and Keith the Kettle. Multiple fingers and teeth up. That's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Sounds like good.
Good place. Good place to end it.
Good place to end it all. You're right. Yes. Thank you so much for sticking around. I don't know if it was just grim curiosity that kept you around so much, but thank you so much. That was my face hurts from smiling and laughing. I needed that.
It's a wonderful beginning to the weekend.
Yes. Thank you for starting your weekend off the right way.
Right?
With Fables of Gahlia. We are right now. We are going to be raiding. Is it
Magi RPG?
Magi RPG. Okay. We're gonna raid them, so stick around and jump into the raid so you can build up those channel points to then turn them into flex points in all of our streams. We're gonna hit Legends of Shah Gal, DM'd by the pretty DM Diane DiCarlo on Monday, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. You guys already know. We'll be there. Have an awesome weekend, guys, and thank you so much. We love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.